and to establish the Securities and Exchange Commission, as well as regulation of the market to ensure capital formation and protection of investors, maintenance of fair, efficient, and transparent market.
Speaking in support of the bill, other senators believe it would protect investors by enforcing stricter regulations and enhancing market transparency.
This amendment is very important to ensure that the Securities and Exchange Commission does its job in line with the global best practice.
The most cherished $1 trillion GDP that we are targeting, this is the engine room in achieving that objective. Securities and Exchange Commission all over the world are known as catalysts into building, initiating investments, building them, guiding them.
In economic growth.
One of the things that interests me is what you pointed out here, reduction of systemic risk. Reduction of systemic risk. I think a lot of reduction of systemic risk. I think a lot of people will be happy to infuse funds into the capital market when they know that a lot of the risk has been minimized or reduced to the barest minimum. So this is very good. Really nobody that says
Do the needful while noting that preventive measures must also be taken to avert such disasters.
The flooding situation has overwhelmed local capacities and left thousands of people in dire need of urgent humanitarian assistance in Krichinga, Shua, Gulag, Zuragu, and other areas of Michika local government, Mayobani Mubi North local government, Konkol in Maiha local government, including shelter, food, medical care, and clean water.
NEMA and the response agencies need to do more because practically there is no presence of NEMA in my constituency, and I believe the senator that brought this motion too has made it clear. So what I will only add is more effort should be put towards getting these people back into their houses and alleviating their sufferings.
we should begin to be proactive in planning for the next set of floods. And we should not continue to be reactive. And in fact, by the time the water drains from the northern part of the country, it will settle in the south. And together with the release of water from the Cameroon dams, we expect flooding in the entirety of the Niger Delta, displacing people. So it's important that the country comes out with a Marshall Plan to cater for this yearly flooding.
The Senate further directed the National Emergency Management Agency to reach out to the affected communities and provide relief materials, while mandating its Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure that NEMA and FEMA carry out the Senate resolutions. Sponsored by Senator Adebomire Adeniyi, the bill was sent to the Senate Committee on Tertiary Education and TET Fund to report back in 4 weeks. Now, the House of Representatives has commended the Nigerian military and all the law enforcement agencies involved in the rescue mission during the Maiduguri flood disaster. In a motion sponsored by Honorable Ahmed Jaha at Pelneri, he urged the National Emergency Management Agency, North-East Development Commission, as well as all relevant organizations to provide relief materials for affected victims to alleviate their suffering. Honorable Jaha particularly praised the military for their prompt response, readiness and commitment it exhibited, stating that it shows that the military is not just only a defender, but a protector of citizens in times of crisis.
The disaster has had a profound impact on our communities, displacing many and causing significant damage to infrastructure. On the day of the flood, our military and other law enforcement agencies responded with exceptional speed and coordination. Their swift deployment of rescue operations not only saved numerous lives, but also provided necessary aid and support to the affected families. The key points to be considered are: 1. Rapid response. The military immediately response to the disaster showcased their readiness and commitment to humanitarian efforts, demonstrating that they are not only defenders of our nation, but also protectors of our citizens in times of crisis like this. 2. Collaboration with local and state authorities. The seamless collaboration between the military, police, as well as local government and state government demonstrated a unified approach to the disaster management, ensuring that resources were optimally used for effective rescue and relief operations. 3. Community support. Beyond rescue effort, these agencies engage in community outreach, providing food, medical assistance, and shelter to those affected, which is commendable and necessary during such trying times.
The House has urged the Ministry of Water Resources to do everything possible to avoid or prevent future flood reoccurrence, as the House observed a minute silence in honor of those who lost their lives in the Maiduguri flood and other parts of the country. The House of Representatives has urged the federal government to review the budgetary allocation of the National Orientation Agency to meet current realities for future budget estimates. These resolutions is sequel to a motion raised during plenary session by Honorable Adewale Hamid, the federal lawmaker representing Agege Federal Constituency of Lagos State. Hamid urged the National Orientation Agency to increase visibility across all media platforms and put out more engaging content that will inform citizens on federal government policies that can be beneficial to them. The representatives also urged the agency to collaborate with relevant ministries, departments and agencies, traditional institutions, religious bodies, community leaders, civil society organizations, and the fourth estate of the realm to amplify outreach efforts in order to enhance the effectiveness of public enlightenment campaigns for the holistic development of the country.
Again, notes that the agency has an elaborate grassroots structure and extensive reach to the majority of Nigerians in the 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Capital Territory, and in fact, all the 774 local government areas. It therefore serves as a veritable tool for citizen mobilization and engagement. Aware that the budgetary allocation for the agency in the Appropriation Act 2024 is just about 8.8 billion. Concerned that the existing funding provided for the agency is grossly inadequate to meet the extensive responsibilities of the agency and its offices across the nation.
Following the adoption of the motion without debate, the House mandated the Committees on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values to conduct a thorough oversight and recommend appropriate measures that will enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of the agency for improved service delivery and report within 4 days for further legislative action. Now, the People's Democratic Party on Monday condemned the reported refusal by officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Edo State to grant the PDP and its candidate, Dr. Asue Ighodalo, access to the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS machines, and other materials used in the September 24, 2024 Edo State governorship election against the order of the court. In a statement by the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Debo Olugunagba, the PDP said the party alerted the public on how compromised INEC officials used the ploy of waiting for directives from above to allegedly allow thugs recruited by the All Progressive Congress APC and some unethical police operatives to invade the INEC office in Edo State so as to cause confusion and frustrate the PDP from accessing these sensitive materials. The PDP spokesman said the action of the INEC in Edo State validated reports of criminal connivance of some INEC officials with the APC to obstruct the course of justice and suppress evidence of the manipulation and doctrine of election results, which was clearly won by the PDP and its candidates. Now, more stories coming your way after this break. Stick around.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
Glad to have you join us back on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Moving on with empowerment. The Amadio Business Summit 3.0 has kicked off in Enugu with the theme Transposition of Interest in Service Delivery, with Copen Group, a major player in the housing industry, leading efforts to transform lives and empower youths with essential skills. The summit, now in its third edition, has evolved into prestigious gathering of thought leaders, policymakers, entrepreneurs, and other stakeholders who share a common goal of improving service delivery in Nigeria. Delivering his speech, Copen Group's founder, Dr. Ugochukwu Chime, detailed the history and vision of Amadio Initiative, which serves as a corporate social responsibility arm of the company.
The Amadio Initiative vision crystallized in September 1997 when the Lord spoke to my wife and me, telling us that He will bless us, but He also wanted us to remain humble and use a significant portion of what He has given us to impact lives. Earlier, in my fears to the Lord concerning my future, in the 1990s, when things were very hard and the future uncertain, the word of the Lord had come to me in the vision of the night, asking me, if I bless you, will you remain humble? And I answered yes, but insisted that I share it with my whole family during the morning devotion so that they will have witnesses of the transaction that took place in the night. And I did. The Lord strengthened that conviction in 2001 during the 70th birthday of Chief Gabriel Mokike, the father of Valentino. As a 40-year-old then, and hearing the monumental life-transforming impact Chief Gabriel Mokike has had, I wish to be like him in my years, in my life, when I get to 70. And I heard clearly the voice of the Lord telling me, you have 30 years to intentionally write through your action what will be written about you when you are 70. By 2021, before the opening of this event center, the Lord gave my wife the name Amadio, which means lover of God, or for the love of God. Amadio Initiative, therefore, is the umbrella platform for Copen Group's corporate social expression of its love for God and service to humanity. It is a platform for those who seek to empower others to succeed in their various endeavors because of God. It is not exclusive for us in Copen Group, or it's not exclusive to Enugu.
Professor Bath Inaji, former Minister of Power and founder of Geometric Power Limited, during his keynote speech emphasized the importance of holding regular summits like the Amadio Business Summit across Nigeria, not just in Enugu or the southeast.
I want to first thank Reverend Chime and his wife for thinking of this summit and pounding this as a way for us to think and talk to one another about business. We need meetings like this regularly, and not in our dear, and not only in our dear Enugu State or the Southeast, but throughout the Nigerian Federation. Meetings like this one catalyze progress. Nigeria is in desperate need of progress. The lack of progress accounts for the unprecedented exodus of talented men and women from our country. It is dispiriting to see the extent even medical professors go to leave Nigeria in the phenomenon called JAPA. I like the fact that the objectives of this annual summit include promoting interactions and social networking among participants. Many people don't seem to be aware of the immense value of interactions. For instance, Steve Jobs, co-founder and chairman of Apple then, famously said that a great idea can come to you when you run into someone anywhere and start a brief conversation with him or her. The encounter can give rise.
A significant push towards enhancing agricultural productivity and self-sufficiency in Nigeria, an agri-business expert and pineapple farmer, Seun Alabi, has called on the government at all levels to create an enabling environment for pineapple farming to thrive in Nigeria. Speaking during the allocation of pineapple farms to 200 farmers in Aguiwoye, Ogun State, the agric expert said the vast potential of the pineapple farming value chain, which extends beyond food production to include biofuel, renewable energy, and even products like clothing and shoes. He stressed that Nigeria has the potential to become a top exporter of the 8th largest pineapple producer. Said with the zeal to empower years, Nigeria will benefit immensely from its outcome.
Our dream is to make Nigeria exporter of pineapple. Currently, Nigeria is the 8th largest producer of pineapple in the world. Yet, we are still importing pineapple because we could not serve the demand for pineapple even in our country. And we want to solve that problem by empowering 50,000 Nigeria with 50,000 hectares of pineapple farm within the next 5 years. This will solve problem of unemployment. This will increase our forex, because when we are producing more than what we can consume, then we can export and generate forex for the nation. My call to the government of the day in embracing pineapple production is to give us enabling environment where a company can thrive. It's just for government to give us enabling environment, and whichever way they can support us in terms of grant, of loan, it is appreciable and it's something that we can welcome.
Speaking further, Alabi tasked youth with nation building rather than seeking validation outside the country. He noted that the opportunities inherent in Nigeria are enormous. The young farmer also advocated for collaborations with government agencies towards meeting the needs of Nigerians.
My word to the youth who want to japa is for them to japada. Because if you are looking for a green pasture somewhere, there's somebody behind the scene that is watering that land, why it makes it greenish. So what we have in Nigeria, we have the best land, we have the best crop. In fact, Nigeria is the greatest of the country in any part, is the greatest country in the world. Why do I say so? If you are passing through now and you drop something, you drop a seed of tomato, it will grow. We have good land. When we are talking about manpower, we have it. We have the highest, the highest black race in the world. Why? Because we have the power, we have everything that can make Nigeria great. So why do you want to run away? And when you get there, is that you are doing labor, you are doing farm worker, and then you are even suffering and smiling. No matter what you think you are getting over there, you can get much more in Nigeria. And that's why we are telling the government that please create enabling environment so that our people that is japa, they can japada.
Now, as part of efforts to raise awareness and build capacity of rural women in the Niger Delta region, a non-governmental organization, Lokiakia Community Development Center, has empowered women from oil-bearing communities in Ogoni land on demanding justice for climate change, oil, multinations, divestment, environmental pollution and food security challenges during Ogoni Women Environment Assembly organized in Bori, Kana local government area of Rivers State. Over 2 women who came for the 4 Ogoni communities in Kana local government areas of Rivers State were enlightened on the impact of divestment, climate change and oil population on food production and insecurity. Speaking with newsmen, the executive director of Lokiakia Community Development Center, Martha Agbani, lamented that crude oil pollution and the environmental degradation in Ogoni land has severely affected food production.
Despite the fact that Mossop and other Ogoni people stopped oil exploration in Ogoni land, oil was still going on, but today we are told those that came into Ogoni land through the back doors to extract oil are leaving the environment without the knowledge of the people and leaving them in their mess, leaving them in the conditions that they never created. The environment is highly degraded. Women can no longer talk about food security. They can't even talk about having quality food production or even what they can eat. You go to the swamp forest area, they don't even have where they can earn their living from. And these are areas that women normally earn a living from. Picking up periwinkles, like we talk, those mollusks, those clams, they don't have them anymore. And those that cause this are leaving the environment without any compensation or a recourse to the people. So we are gathering them to also conscientize them to know that these people are leaving the environment. What do they have to say? Are their hopes actually bleak? Do they have a bleak future? What is it that they need to know and how are they going to go about it? We don't need to set a pace for them, but they need to take their own stories, their own challenges into their hand, their faith in their hand, and push towards how they can come out of this.
Agbani said the training was imperative to build the women's negotiation, leadership and communication skills in order to enable them to articulate their challenges and make demands from relevant authorities on issues affecting them, particularly at the training said they have no prior knowledge on issues of divestment, climate change and impact on food security, and they will carry out a step down of the lessons to their communities.
Now that they know, they can now go further to demand for their rights. They have their traditional rulers that they need to meet with. That is why we need to build their negotiation skills, their leadership skills, their communication skills, how they could actually look within them and know who has what powers, what strengths. Put those together. So they need to identify allies amongst them and know how they can actually push this further. One, the women will no longer be the same because they will not speak to their husband to say, we want to be part of it. They should be able to know where to write to say what you've come to do in our environment. You have to pay us our compensation. Is their right. What we are also saying is that women demand and deserve their free, prior and informed consent, that if the IOCs are leaving, there's the international oil companies that are leaving, then the local company that is coming, local content company that is coming, they ought to know who the person is. And it shouldn't be business as usual. These women need to know what they will need, they will benefit from it. What is their expectation in whatever they are coming to do? Should they be part of stakeholders or shareholders of the company? Women need to ask relevant questions and also own relevant seats.
In Kedere community, we have about 56 oil wells. And in this community, we have not benefited from any of these oil wells. The pollution that we have gotten have caused a lot of hazard in Kedere community. Many places have been having oil spillage, of which we cannot plant our crop well. If we plant, you use fertilizer, and even as that, our crop is not yielding as before. So this makes us to have lack of production.
The herdsmen that are in our community, in my own community, Luswe Sogo, in Kana LGA, they are so terrible that We, our women, we are not safe in the farm. When we go to farm, the moment they destroy our cassava and you make noise or you just open your mouth to tell them that they destroy your cassava, they will want to kill you in the farm. They are raping our girls anyhow. When they destroy our farm crops and we went to the police invited the main man that is caring for their cows, and the man came pricing a whole plot of land, cassava plot, in 2 plots or on a 2 plot of land. He is pricing 30,000 naira. 30,000 naira is money for just 2 basins of gari this period, because gari is too expensive in our community now. So the herdsmen, even as they paid the money, the man that brought them even collected the money into his own account and refused to give the people that owns the cassava that is being destroyed.
The Niger State Governor, Mohammed Umaru Bago-led administration has partnered with the Rural Access Mobility Program, RAMP, to embark on the construction of over 900 rural roads, totaling approximately 176 kilometers. 5 local government areas of the state. This was discussed Imma Ahmed during an interactive session with newsmen in his office in Mina, the state capital, recently. Ahmed noted that this aggressive rural development initiative is unprecedented since the creation of Niger State in 1976. Ahmed emphasized that Governor Bago's commitment to massive rural road construction aims to make residents of remote areas feel the presence of governance and avoid the neglect experienced under previous administrations. He mentioned that approximately 176.43 kilometers of backlog maintenance is currently in progress. This initiative is part of the new Niger Agenda, marking a significant milestone just a year after the government assumed office. The Central Bank of Nigeria has emphasized its commitment to the stability of the country's financial system, highlighting that regular stress tests are conducted to identify potential vulnerabilities in banks. This is according to a press release by CBN's Acting Director of Corporate Communications, Hakama Sidi Ali, on Tuesday. The statement noted that the bank's continuous stress testing of financial institutions is aimed at maintaining the resilience of Nigeria's banking sector. According to the CBN, these stress tests are an integral part of a strategy to safeguard the financial system and protect depositors' funds. The tests also help the Apex Bank detect and address emerging risks before they impact the stability of the sector. To wrap up the news on the foreign scene, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi on Tuesday gave a stern warning to Israel against targeting its infrastructure, particularly nuclear and oil facilities, as fears escalate over a potential Israeli assault following Iran's recent missile barrage. Araghchi's remarks came in response to Israel's announcement of a potential retaliation for Iran's October 1st missile strike, which marked the second such assault by Iran on Israel within 6 months. While emphasizing that Iran does not seek conflict in the region, Araghchi conveyed a loud warning to Israel, indicating the country's readiness to respond decisively to any aggression. It can be recalled that recently U.S. President Joe Biden urged Israel to refrain from attacking Iran's oil infrastructure, underscoring Iran's role as one of the world's top crude producers. General Rasul Sanayirad of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps ordered that any attack on Iran constitutes a breach of Iran's red lines. That's the much we can take on housing top of the Senate advances landmark bill to regulate Nigeria's capital market. Copem Group transforms lives and empower youths with skills as Amadio Summit 3.0 kicks off in Enugu. Reps commend military enforcement agencies over Maiduguri flood rescue mission. Governor Bago of Niger State launches construction of over 900 rural roads. On the foreign scene, Iran warns Israel against attack and nuclear oil infrastructure. To get more news in the housing sector and other sectors, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube and follow Housing TV Africa on all social media platforms. Exciting news, the Housing TV Africa mobile app is on the Google Play Store and Apple Store. Do download and stay connected wherever you go. I am Maimuna Bagudu. Thank you for watching and have a good day.